Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite topics, and trust me, you are going to love it as much as I do. As we all know, no matter what we do, no matter how big our businesses are, no matter how huge our bank balances are, the only place we feel the most comfortable is our own home. No doubt they say home is where your heart is, as home is where your family is. Every person on earth wants to make a beautiful small little house for themselves, but when it comes to the people who are ridiculously rich, their houses are a living example of wealth, luxury, and ecstasy. So let me take you today on a journey of my favorite top 10 most expensive and luxurious houses. Number 10, Xanadu 2.0, value $154 million. The first house that we have today on our list is Bill Gates' personal residence with the name of Xanadu 2.0. It's named Xanadu 2.0 in honor of Xanadu, the fictional mansion of the protagonist in Citizen Kane, a film that is entirely about how money and possessions were unable to make a tycoon happy. Xanadu is situated on the area of 66,000 square feet. Built in the heart of Seattle, Xanadu's net worth is $154.48 million. The house is known for its design and technology. Well, I mean, it is Bill Gates' house. What else would you expect? Gates purchased the property in 1988 for $2 million. It has 7 bedrooms and a whopping 24 bathrooms. The house was built with 500-year-old Douglas fir trees. Now, let's discover how a genius would customize his home. When guests arrive, they are given a pin that interacts with sensors located all over the house. Guests enter their temperature and lighting preferences so that the settings change as they move throughout the home. Speakers hidden behind wallpaper allow music to follow you from room to room. They can even change the wallpapers on the wall according to their desire. But that's just not it. Xanadu also has a 60-foot pool with underwater sound system. The house has a trampoline and an enormous reception hall that can accommodate more than 200 guests. Oh, and a gym. It has 6 separate kitchens, a huge library whose manuscript is worth $30 million, a home theater seated for 50 people, a guest house, and several garages. Gates even has a favorite tree which is electronically monitored 24/7. Number 9, 1819 Kensington Gardens, value $128 million. Well, the 9th place on our list is 1819 Kensington Gardens. The beautiful house is located on Billionaires Row, which is in one of London's most prestigious areas, Kensington Gardens. The property is now owned by Indian business tycoon and billionaire Lakshmi Mittal. He is the chairman and CEO of the world's largest steelmaking company, ArcelorMittal. The house is situated on the area of 55,000 square feet and was first built in the 19th century. The house was basically 2 semi-detached houses, later being converted into a single house by David Khalili. It has 12 bedrooms, an indoor pool, luxurious Turkish baths, and enough parking space for 20 cars. The place has a history of being owned by pretty famous and wealthy families. For example, the Rothschilds, the Freepoles, David Khalili himself, and Bernie Ecclestone owned this place for quite a long time. Mr. Mittal is also one of the fortunate ones as he has the pleasures of living with Prince William and Kate Middleton as his neighbors. Number 8, Ellison Estate, $200 million. Owned by Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle and one of the world's richest men, this $200 million estate is the 8th most expensive house in the world. Due to the sheer size of the estate, 23 acres to be exact, the property holds more than one dwelling. These 23 acres consist of a whole little world all in itself. It has 10 different properties, a tea house, a bathhouse, a man-made lake, and a koi pond. The design of the Ellison estate was highly inspired from the Japanese influence and was modeled after a Japanese emperor's palace. It was designed by Paul Driscoll, who was an architect and a Zen Buddhist teacher. Throughout the estate grounds, you'll find some very expensive trees like cherry blossoms, maples, oaks, and even redwoods. Number 7, 1 Hyde Park Penthouse, UK, value $220 million. The penthouse is usually the most exclusive and impressive apartment in any residential building. They're spacious, well-appointed, and offer great views, so it's not surprising that these apartments often come with hefty price tags. Well, therefore there is only one penthouse on my list. Yep, everyone's favorite Hyde Park Penthouse. Recently completed in the affluent Knightsbridge area in the heart of London, Hyde Park is one of the world's most expensive apartment complexes. The project reportedly cost almost $220 million, so it's no surprise that it is home to some of the priciest residences in all of London. This spring, one of the 4 penthouses, Penthouse D, at 1 Hyde Park became the most expensive flat ever sold in Britain when it was purchased by an unknown Eastern European billionaire for a staggering $237 million. And while the building does have some pretty impressive perks that are 24-hour residential custodian, bulletproof windows, a 21-meter stainless steel ozone swimming pool, and very high levels of security, the penthouse didn't come with any furnishings, flooring, or even internal walls, the cost of which, if added in, could be tens of millions of dollars. Number 6. 4 Fairfield Pond, value $248 million. Well, as we all know, luxury in New York, well, they go hand in hand. Therefore, you can't have a list of the most expensive houses in the world and not have one located in New York City. 4 Fairfield Pond is one of the most extravagant homes of Ira Renner, owner of the Renault Group, a holding investment company in smelting and manufacturing. The 63-acre home comes equipped with 29 bedrooms, 39 bathrooms, a 91-foot dining room, basketball court, bowling alley, squash courts, tennis courts, and 3 swimming pools. To power the mansion, it requires a gigantic amount of electricity, but who needs to worry about that when the house comes with its very own power plant located on site? And for those of you that love your cars, 4 Fairfield Pond is a garage that can hold somewhere in the region of 100 cars. Whoa! Number 5. The Odeon Tower Penthouse, value $330 million. Another great penthouse falls in the list of expensive houses, which is the Odeon Tower Penthouse, with an estimated value of $330 million. The Odeon Tower Penthouse is right up there with the most expensive houses in the world. For that kind of money, you'll get a 35,000 square foot apartment at the very top of one of the most expensive buildings in Monaco. The Tour Odeon was designed by architect Alexander Giraldi and developed by Groupe Mazzucato. The penthouse is spread out over several floors and includes its own private elevator. Now, if that's not enough to wow you, then how about a private water slide into a 360-degree infinity pool? The property definitely has an impressive value of money, so if you're looking for a penthouse, keep an eye on this one, as it's one of the most impressive houses you'll ever see. And if you are a bachelor, you can obviously have a blast in this penthouse. Number 4. Le Palais Bull, value $390 million. Coming in at number 4 is Le Palais Bull for a cool $390 million, known as the Bubble Palace. The Bubble Palace was designed by Hungarian architect Ante Lovag and was built somewhere in the region of 1975 to 1989. Its nickname comes from a series of round rooms that look out over the Mediterranean Sea. Lovag's inspiration for the design of the property came from man's earliest dwellings. However, this dwelling has some serious upgrades with some really nice creature comforts. For example, the property has 3 swimming pools, numerous gardens, and a 500-seat amphitheater built into the hillside grounds. Bubble Palace is currently owned by Pierre Cardin, an Italian-born French fashion designer. The property is mainly used as a holiday home for Pierre, alongside being a spectacular venue for parties and events, such as when Dior showed its cruise collection there at an indoor-outdoor fashion show. Number 3. Villa Leopolda, value $750 million. Villa Leopolda is the 3rd most expensive house in the world, built by King Leopold II of Belgium in 1902 and located on the French Riviera. This home was purchased by Russian billionaire Prokhorov, who is so rich he lost billions to the latest economic collapse and still had enough money to buy himself a $750 million summer home. The villa is currently owned by the widow Lily Safra of Lebanese-Brazilian banker Edmond Safra. It is located in the France Alps Maritime department of its Côte d'Azur region and occupies approximately 50 acres. It has 19 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms, a commercial greenhouse, helipad, outdoor kitchen, and one of the nicest swimming pools you will ever see. It is also rumored to have 50 full-time gardeners. The property is famous in and of itself, as it was a setting for Alfred Hitchcock's 1955 film, To Catch a Thief. It is also said to be the reason of the increased price of this palace. The house's name comes from its original owner, King Leopold II of Belgium, and was redesigned in the 1920s by American architect Ogden Codman Jr. Number 2. Antilla, value $2 billion. Antilla, the second most expensive house in the world, is located in Mumbai, India, and costs a whopping $2 billion. Well, who could have thought that one of the poorest countries in the world has the second most expensive house in it? It was designed and constructed by Chicago-based architecture firm Perkins & Will and hospitality design firm Hirsch Bender Associates. The property was built for Mukesh Ambani, the chairman and managing director of Reliance Industries Limited, a Fortune Global 500 company, world's number 13 and India's richest man. The 400,000 square foot building is positioned in Mumbai's Kumbala Hill, neighbored and stands at an impressive 27 stories high. The interior of this house is going to be amazing, and if you stand on the top of the building, you will find the rest of the buildings to be tiny little things. It's also built to withstand an earthquake of a magnitude of 8 on the Richter scale. Inside the house, you will find 6 floors that are purely devoted to car storage. If you have a taste for cars, well, then this is your place, because Ambani has almost 180 cars standing over there and a home service station for all those cars too. A Hindu temple, a 50-seat movie theater, and 9 fast elevators. It has a health spa, 3 helipads, a salon, a ballroom, a yoga studio, an ice cream with fake snow, and multiple cinemas. This huge hallway has beautiful chandeliers in it as well. Basically, this house has everything. Anything that you can imagine, things you can't imagine, and things you never even thought to imagine, but are now imagining because they sound like the greatest things that you've ever heard of. So, when all of that is said and done, Antilla reportedly requires a staff of at least 600 to keep things running smoothly. Number 1. Buckingham Palace, $2.9 billion. This is it, the one that you've been waiting for. The grand finale, the almost $3 billion home. We give you Buckingham Palace, the actual most expensive palace in the world, finally. Now, though some of the people say that this is a palace and should not be included in this list, I get it, but in my opinion, it is an injustice to not include the world's best palace on the list, so here you go. The palace is owned by the British royal family and is one of a number of lavish properties in their portfolio. It is located in the city of Westminster, London, and comprises of 775 rooms, 78 bathrooms, 92 offices, and 19 staterooms. It's been the official residence of the monarchy since 1873. It is being said that its marble and other material were imported from Indo-Pak in the times of the British rule. In terms of size, the palace checks in at approximately 828,000 square feet, and the garden alone is 40 acres. It's estimated that if the palace were to be put up for sale, it would be somewhere in the region of $2.9 billion, but it's highly unlikely that will ever happen. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button.